Championship Wrestling presents Halloween Havoc 93. What dangers will the wheel reveal when Cactus Jack spins for revenge against the Vader? Spin the wheel! Live at Halloween Havoc 93. Sunday, October 24th, 7 p.m. Eastern, only on pay-per-view. Call the local cable operator for availability.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Pro Wrestling Junkies is proud to bring to you the podcast champions of the world, Isaac, Dozer, and filling in for Shane tonight, Mr. Crypto himself. Aaron, I ain't going to try to pronounce your last fucking name right now.
I think that's actually how you pronounce it. I ain't going to try to pronounce your last name right now.
Nailed it.
Perfect. I'll take it. And
I always just called him Aaron Ozzy Osbourne.
hey, Tanya, how you doing tonight?
Very close, very close.
So what's up, man? Welcome to the podcast. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you, guys. It's absolutely an honor. Especially, I'd like to congratulate you guys on last week's episode, man. That was some phenomenal entertainment. I was definitely enjoying it last week.
Thank you. That's awesome, man. Yeah, we had a really good time. Like it probably came across that we were all a little starstruck, but we had a blast. Godfather was.
I was drunk.
That too. I was fucked up too. I was a little faded, but no, he was such a cool guy. He probably jumped on like 20 something minutes before we started. And we weren't expecting him. We were just shooting the shit, talking about something stupid. And all of a sudden, Godfather's there. And yeah, we talked about some.
I'm pretty sure we had to cut Shane off because I think he was talking about the casting couch or something at that moment.
Maybe. Yeah, something like that. We're talking about balls, something.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
But it was great. And yeah, Godfather was a fantastic guest. Definitely a really cool dude. It was so entertaining. Definitely.
Yeah. And he told some really, really fun stories. What are we increasing this week? Tanya wants to show us an increase, but I don't know what we're increasing right now.
I don't know, but apparently we got to get Father James Mitchell, and I would get behind that. But before we get into the meat and potatoes of this episode, Isaac, I believe you have for us the Sheik of the Week.
I'm pretty confident this is probably more or less the one Shane would have picked. But, if not, then, well, it is what it is. So, one day ago, the Iron Sheik tweeted this. Peppa Pig, you dumb son of a bitch. You got a lot of heat with me. I wish I could see you so I could beat the fuck out of you, jabroni pig. That's the one. And then also he's got a short one, and it's simple, it's inspirational, and it's ready or not. Go fuck yourself. So thank you, Iron Sheik.
Right to the heart.
Yeah, no, I mean it really gets you going. I feel like a good morning, go fuck yourself from the Iron Sheik is the best way to start your day.
I agree. Sheik's tweaks are, legendary. The dude is a treasure. But the other day, did you see him helping Reddit Army pump GameStop stock?
So funny.
I want to know how much Sheik made off of pumping GameStop stock. That's definitely what I want to know.
Those guys, yeah.
The real question is how much his management made off of that.
Yeah,
well,
right.
Very true. But
it's probably just this Twitter guy who's getting paid like $8 an hour fucking to do tweets.
Right.
He's like, fuck it. I need to make some money.
Heard a hot tip on TikTok and hopped on this opportunity.
Dude, so funny. I love it.
Yeah. So before we get into any of the predictions or any of the shit we're going to review tonight, why don't you tell us a little about yourself, Mr. Crypto? How'd you get into wrestling?
Ooh, well, that was back in the early 90s there, probably like 1990, 1991.
So right around the time of this episode.
Very near, actually, except unfortunately at the time I wasn't too aware of WCW. Obviously, WWF was running things. I grew up on Long Island in New York, so I mean, of course, WWF ran everything over here. So, yeah, I never saw this when it aired. I didn't even rent this one from Blockbuster. So this one was brand new to me. So
And it was surprisingly good.
it was entertaining. Yeah.
Yeah, I was impressed, and it was cool to see a lot of the old guys. But yeah,
Yeah.
it was cool, man. That was a fun pay-per-view. Even Shane kind of liked it.
Oh, really? Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
she'll touchy on some of the older stuff, but I mean, again, at least how can you hate on Vader and Foley?
yeah, I mean, there was things about it that I didn't love, but the match itself, and I mean, you get to see fucking British Bulldog and William Regal. You get to see Austin versus Gold. Like, it was fucking cool to see, but
For sure.
yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
Dozer, before we start getting into the meat and potatoes of things, I was thinking, man, should we like do like something new today? Should we like debut a new segment?
I had the same thought. I was saving it for between.
Ooh, okay, so let's do this.
Yeah.
Let's hype up a new segment
That was a
coming up.
Teaser.
Coming up in a little bit tonight, we're going to have our first live cameo review.
we're gonna watch a random cameo from a professional wrestler who is on Cameo selling themselves like little whores.
Love it.
And yeah, we're gonna fucking see what they have to say, and we're gonna have a good laugh about it. So
I love it.
Maybe it could be really good. We'll see what it is. But first, I heard there's kind of a big event coming up this week, the Royal Rumble.
Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I don't know. But
heard about this thing.
apparently, the thing all the wrestling podcasters and YouTubers do is they like to give their predictions on current wrestling. So I think
Current-
we're having this arena for our first time. Or, well, we do it occasionally because we do review the live shit occasionally. So, let's start out. Who do you guys think is going to take the Women's Tag Team Championship match? We have Asuka and Charlotte taking on
Yes,
Rick Backs and Shayna Baszler.
yes, that's no question. Charlotte and Asuka. I don't see any reason why they would try and push fucking Shayna Baszler at this point.
Yeah, to be honest, from my end, I haven't followed modern WWE in a minute.
See, that's
Literally, it would just be randomly choosing who I go for.
That's the fucking SGS way, bro.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, dude, we
What's
don't know
wrong?
shit. Dude, we don't know fucking a goddamn thing. We don't know anything about current product, past product, any of it, dude.
I'm still stuck on Otis losing the damn briefcase. Like, that was like the last straw. Like, for me, that I was eating all that.
He's gonna be in the Rumble though.
I definitely am going to watch the Rumble. Rumbles, Manias.
Rumble is the best. It really is, even if it's
Yeah.
been shitty for the last however many years. Since like CM Punk's last Rumble was the end of it. Like, that was like the first of the awful Rumbles.
Yeah, I remember I watched Greatest Royal Rumble when that happened, and that was a trip.
Yo, is Tanya? Are you trying to like fucking like slide into the DMs live here? Who are you hitting on? I got a beautiful nurse that I see, and I'll tell you what, that whop on her, man. I'll tell you what, I ain't giving that shit up for nothing. So
tell you what, my girlfriend wouldn't be too happy with that. But
yeah, I'm sure Dozer's wife also.
No, she would not.
Yeah,
Well,
she's from Jersey. You want to test her? Go for
very
it.
flattered though.
Oh,
Very,
no. I'm not a girl. I don't fuck with Jersey girls.
Oh shit! But yeah, so Dozer, what do you think? Or no, wait, sorry, you're on. It's still your pick. We got Baszler and Jax, right, versus Charlotte and Asuka for the.
I would have
ladies.
Charlotte and Asuka. I mean, I assume I mean, obviously they're still big, and also, I mean, awesome. You know, even her character's a little wacky and out there, but I still adore it. And you know, Charlotte isn't Ric Flair, but she's following in those footsteps, man. She's huge. You know, I
Oh,
could them winning.
So my big question is, I'm taking because she's in this match, Shayna ain't going to be in the main event, or this is going to be a short ass match. She ain't going to be in the women's rumble. I'm going to go with Asuka and Charlotte, with hopefully them finally deciding to let. I'll get into that later. Next, so we all say Asuka and Charlotte. Next, we have Drew McIntyre taking on Oldberg.
Okay.
I'm starting out. For the love of God, it better be fucking Drew McIntyre.
It's
It better
not gonna be.
Goldberg.
It's not going to be. You know it's going to be Goldberg.
Oldberg has never lost a match when he's challenged for the title right off the bat.
And also, like, it's going into WrestleMania. They're still doing like the 20,000 seats or something.
15,000 per night, so 30,000 total.
Okay, so they're going to want to draw. They're going to want as many people watching as possible. Do I realize there's only 2 people? That's 2 more than I thought, Tanya.
Oh, there's somebody else watching?
I
thought it was Tanya.
Well, so I'm confused about that. But anyway, my thing is they want to pack as many people in as they can, and they also want to sell as much as they can on the ticket sales, etc., for pay-per-views, etc. And like, this is going to be what? This is going to be one of the first pay-per-views on the new.
This is still on the old network.
Okay.
Fastlane would be the first one on Peacock.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure they're trying to get every fucking penny they can out of this, selling any network subscriptions. So yeah, like, oh no, we're talking about Goldberg losing titles.
Goldberg doesn't lose on his first challenge like that
in WWE. Yeah, he just doesn't really do that. Yeah, so I mean, that's my thinking. I think they're going to put it on him, and I will tell you my prediction for the Royal Rumble later. That will tie into that. And
yeah,
I don't know, man. To be honest, like I think the only way I could possibly enjoy Goldberg winning is if he just flipped out and went full heel and just did some dirty crap to win. And you know, it would have to be ridiculous like that for me to really enjoy it, because you know, his original storyline at WCW was amazing, but to look at him as like a legend character now in modern WWE, it's absurd. You know, Drew.
Well, I mean,
beat the hell out of him.
the thing is his original character was protected for a long time, and he got exposed. He got fucking overexposed as being somebody who can't wrestle, and normally once that fucking happens, your career's over. But not with him. They're still like, oh no, like this guy. And I was saying earlier, I was watching, and I don't know, Justin never watches, but he's an old friend of mine, and he loves Goldberg, and he was trying to convince me that Goldberg was great, and I'm like, dude, real wrestling fans do not like Goldberg. Like, real wrestling fans do not like Goldberg. It's casual fans and people who don't fucking watch the product who get really excited when he comes back. But that's the fucking fan base that Vince McMahon is always after. He hates wrestling fans.
He does.
He hates wrestling. He hates wrestling. He's always hated wrestling.
He always wanted to change it into something different, you know.
He's wanted to be in the movie business and show business his whole fucking life, dude.
It sounds like we're all in agreement that we think Goldberg's going to win and we don't want him to. And to that I say,
boo! Yo, dude, don't get me started with the soundboard. I'm going to start getting you going on the laugh track.
Hey, man, a good sample set in the soundboard, man. I dig it.
Yeah. We gotta get, as long as it's not like the Jamaican DJ sample set where it's just the fucking air horn. Pull up.
No, get a couple in there, you know. I have faith in you guys.
we're working on that.
Like
So next,
a ring bell?
Yeah. Bing, bing, bing.
All right. I like the sound of that. Hey-o! All right.
Start, but
uh,
So what's the next match here?
we have the WWE Universal Championship match where we have the head of the table, Roman Reigns, with Paul Heyman, taking on forever Kevin Owens.
I like
Fight.
getting head under the table.
not a bad
Well, we all know who's winning that one too.
It's not even a contest. It's fucking Roman. And next,
Yep.
next we have the Women's Royal Rumble. I don't even think we got Aaron's.
Oh, that's cool. All right, we can move along on that one.
Yeah, I think
who do you
yeah.
think's gonna win?
Roman's always been pushed, and the switch on his character, a big storyline. Why wouldn't he, man?
I mean, I will say that heel Roman is much better.
Oh, it's a lot more interesting for sure. It's a welcome change, but yeah, he's predictable still. He's gonna win it, I'm sure.
He's fucking winning. And yes, Michael, we all agree.
Yeah, Michael was saying that it's been well documented that after Vince got the company from his dad, that he wanted to change the dynamic to entertainment, not pro wrestling. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Isaac holding it out there for our very few audio listeners.
Yes, I'm trying because sometimes I listen on my way to work to see just how bad a job I do. So,
I'm a big podcast guy, man. I love listening to them. So yeah, absolutely, man. You gotta cater to that audio audience too.
yeah. So for all the audio listeners right now, all of us are naked, and I am definitely the smallest.
And on that wonderful note,
I got muted. All right, that was for our audio listeners, but I was just saying that I have a very small. I know. God, fucking, he really played a cruel joke on me. I'm 6'3" and hung like a light switch.
so that brings us to something.
Charge on.
I don't have a segue that is not going to offend people, but we're going to the Women's Royal Rumble match now.
Yes.
We have 30 women, and just to make things a bit easier, I am going to quickly recap who has been declared in the Royal Rumble. We have Breaks Backs, Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair, Bayley, Mandy Rose, Dana Brooke, Peyton Royce, Alexa Bliss, Shayna Baszler, Liv Morgan, Ruby Riott, and nobody's meaner than Tamina.
I don't think any of them are going to take it.
Well, who do you think's going to win?
I don't know. I have no idea, but I don't think it's any of them. I don't think it's.
You
know what? You know what? Bold prediction. I think Becky Lynch wins.
That's a bold prediction.
If she returns, she is winning. Out of the people announced, I think it's going to be Bianca Belair because she's the favorite of the internet at the moment.
Okay. She did just carry Otis around the ring, which was pretty fucking badass.
I did catch that stupid, but I did catch that clip, and
I saw that.
It was the most impressive part of the whole thing. Like, I was like, "Oh snap!" She just walked across with Holden, picking him up.
Dennis just hurt my feelings. He said that Isaac naked. Well, I can't eat my dinner now. Yeah, because you're too busy masturbating.
Yeah, dude.
What do you think will happen to the company when Vince does step away or passes away? Asked Michael.
Triple H takes hold and everything becomes NXT. That's a wonderful hope.
Does it become a wrestling promotion?
I think that's the only chance that WWE has to grab my full attention again. Like I'm very curious. Again, it doesn't necessarily have to be his passing. You know, I don't want to be so morbid, but yeah, when it changes hands, and it really should, I'm very curious to see what happens to WWE.
I mean, the biggest thing is it being a publicly traded company, and them having so many, like television deals. that require a certain amount. But I just don't. I mean, I don't know. I honestly don't know because I don't have any real grasp of what that world is like. Because I'm just a fucking blue collar chef.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen there. I So I think we all gave our predictions. Aaron, do you have anybody?
I had a little bold idea pop in my head. Was I heard some rumors possibly that Ronda Rousey might be coming back to wrestling, and hell, I mean, it would be a good pop to have her show up at the Royal Rumble, and she's somebody, if they really want to shake things up, man, that'd be interesting if she won it, man.
Well, that was
Do you
would
think
be
the
my
top
other.
win would be bigger than? For fuck's sake, I lost the name. I'm too drunk. Isaac, Becky Lynch. There we go.
Yeah, no, Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch would get a bigger pop as far as being a positive one. I think Ronda Rousey would have to come back as a heel. I don't think she could come back as a face at all. I don't think she.
No, not after.
And this was definitely my other sleeper pick, because like it's been the last month really, right, that Ronda Rousey has started really shit talking wrestling
Mm-hmm.
like out of nowhere.
Yep, yep. And
Anytime you start fucking shooting like that out of nowhere, it's usually a work.
yeah. And on top of it, I mean, from Vince's perspective, I feel like that's great business right there, for what that will do for the media coverage end of it for traditional entertainment. I feel like that's more valuable to him in a lot of ways. But Becky Lynch would be the best for the fans for sure. Like,
And I mean, I think if she's ring ready and she's coming back, like I don't see Vince, like he knows that she's money. Like she is money. She, like, she obviously isn't going to bring the attention that Rousey would bring. But if Rousey isn't willing to come back, then that's a
oh,
non-starter.
absolutely.
But if Rousey is willing to come back, then I'm sure Vince goes with her over Becky Lynch.
Yeah, if he had to pick.
But yeah,
DDJ, I think she shows up in the Rumble. I think she makes it to the Final Four. But I do not think Rhea will make it to the end.
Nope.
I don't think she will be the last woman standing. Dealio. And that brings us to the Men's Royal Rumble. Where, as a quick recap, included in this match, we have Daniel Bryan, Bobby Lashley, AJ Styles, Randy Orton, Otis, The Miz, Jey Uso, Cesaro, Jefe Hardy, Sami Zayn, Dolph Ziggler, Shinsuke Nakamura, Big E, John Morrison, Sheamus, Mustafa Ali, and the rated R superstar, Edge.
well, I know my sleeper pick, and this goes back to me thinking that Goldberg's going to win. I think Brock Lesnar shows up and he wins, and he faces Goldberg at WrestleMania because that's fucking what Vince and
Because that
Kevin
worked
done
so well the last time.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, like I think that's what they want to do. Whether or not they do it, I don't know. My fucking crazy. Now listen, this is crazy, and I'm like 99.999% sure that this would never ever happen. But if it does, I think fucking it would blow the fucking lid off the internet, and everyone would freak out. Conor McGregor shows up, wins the Rumble. Because he ain't fighting in the. Thank you. It's a bold prediction. I know. but no, I mean, I don't think it would happen. Oh, it's still going. They're very excited. Dozer doesn't know how to stop this. For full disclosure, once he starts one, it just keeps going until it ends. But yeah, I don't think it would. I don't think it's going to happen. Like I said, but I do think that they've at least made a call. I guarantee you, somebody at WWE has reached out to try and get him into the Rumble.
Yeah. Aaron, what do you got?
Well, no, I agree completely. Like, Colin McGregor, again, that falls into what I was saying before about Ronda Rousey. I feel like falls into more what's going on right now, pop culture, UFC. It's definitely like the pick for media talk and everything like that. And plus, I would love to see him in a wrestling match. See how he could translate to it if it'd be any good. But definitely it would interest me. But yeah, again, being disconnected from everything. That was definitely a little bit of a mind blower there. I was like, that's a good idea. But and again, originally what you said, Brock Lesnar is the easy pick too. Again, fits into that UFC fighter kind of thing. Goldberg versus him. It's two big dummies fighting it out. Vince loves it.
And see, now I'm just going with from the heart here, from the heart. And I'm going to go with Big E Langston. Oh, sorry, we dropped the Langston like 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Big E.
Big E. I would love to see it, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Big E was Shane's pick. Honestly, I think it was. I think that was Shane's pick. So, but yeah, I don't know. I would love to see that. I think people would love to see that. Excuse me. I think the fans would love to see that, but again, they don't cater to wrestling fans. They cater to
No. They don't cater to fucking anybody.
Yeah, they try and cater to anyone else. But
I hope somebody wrote these down because I didn't.
nah, I didn't either. But whatever, dude. They're all ridiculous. I guarantee you, like the ones that we know we're getting right, we're gonna get right, and the ones we don't know, we're getting wrong.
Yeah, that's kind of how it goes.
Yeah.
Which brings us on to our brand new segment.
Oh, it's time! It's time! Holy shit! It's time!
Oh no, it's not Vader time. That's later. It's time to review a cameo.
All right, let's do it.
Coming in at $50, not paid by us.
Jesus.
Mid-level, 150.
My name is Raven, professional wrestling superstar. This is for Toby. And it's booked by Matthew J. Matthew J. Wilmanu. I'm not sure. Said his brother's a huge wrestling fan and loved my ring psychology. Well, of course he did. I have great ring psychology. His name is Roy. Roy? What's Roy got to do with this? This is for Toby. Let's see what else this email says, and we'll find out why. It says his name is Roy, but we call him Toby. Oh, that makes sense. No, it doesn't make sense. Why would you call somebody named Roy Toby? Says you can make fun of him for that. What? For having a weird nickname? Would you please share your favorite Chris Canyon memory with him? I can't. My favorite memory is not proper commentary for a video vignette. But I'll tell you one of my favorite memories is we had a big argument, not a mad argument, a fun argument. Whenever we did the videos, and I was supposed to be the rich kid, and I pushed Canyon and he took a flip bump into the pool, and I kept saying Canyon. Nobody would take a flip bump off of that push. He goes, no, it's a great bump. So it was hilarious. If you watch it back, it's over the top bump. There's no way you could possibly take that bump. Somebody just pushing you in the back and go into a complete flip. But that's all. It's a really fun memory of him, just because it's him being him and me being me. Anyway, quote to Raven, nevermore.
Jesus Christ, I don't know what happened there. I think my drugs really kicked in.
Whamma ding dong right there going on.
You guys heard that, right? Like that was
there was definitely a echo there for us where we're hearing this again a two. Oh man, that almost broke my brain. But
oh man,
Raven, he's a weird dude. My favorite moment about Canyon, I can't tell you because it was us blowing lines of coke off a hooker's ass. Well, yeah, exactly. Can we just stop for a second? This reminds me of something that Godfather brought up last time. Do you remember when he mentioned going into the fucking room of the two dudes banging the whores to steal the weed? And he's like, I won't mention their names. And then he mentions Ron and John, and it's the fucking
APA.
the APA. That went right over my head the first time. The echo, there was an echo. Okay, good.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought he was like hypnotizing me to be a flock member or some shit. Like I had no idea what was going
Yeah,
on.
no, I don't think that was intentional by any means.
I think that might have been my software fucking it up.
Yeah, man, your software
Look,
is
man,
fucking.
it's all good. As long as you guys heard it.
Money can't buy. It's fucking free.
That's a good price. I tell you what, puppy.
No, that was very strange though, man. Especially the first part that I could that sounded normal, man. Yeah, it was out there already.
Would you pay $50 for it?
Nah.
Not what I heard. No. Come on, man. Scotty Flamingo can do better than that, man.
Yeah, no
I said
thanks.
$50.
No, I'd pay 50 for Schlack, but I wouldn't pay 50 for that.
Which will continue our near weekly push. Schlack, please come back to Cameo.
Yeah, Schlack, bro, come to Cameo or come to SGS. One or the other. We need you in our lives, man.
We're not going to interview him. We're not. That's just against the rules.
Why not? Why not? I want to know on the spot. Why can't we talk to Schlack?
He's a white supremacist bullshit.
That's not true. That's not true. We can ask him. We can get him live on air. We can say,
yes,
listen,
Clear.
Schlack.
Right, there you go.
Be like, Schlack, we need to clear the air. What do you think about, a little man named Hitler? And we'll just see. We'll just see what he says.
Right.
And as a Jewish person, you know what I'm saying? Like, I am the perfect person to confront him. Like, you remember that Jerry Springer episode, bro, where he had all the white supremacists and shit? And he's a Jewish man. And he's like, guys, I'm just giving you an opportunity to tell your side. Well, we're going to do that, but with a guy who's probably not really a white supremacist.
I don't know. That brings us to tonight's main event. And that is our review of Halloween Havoc 1993. Which,
oh, yeah. Which we were like, oh, this is going to be really bad.
we were. And unlike our last couple pay-per-views, the matches went longer than 3.5 minutes. It was impressive.
And it was like, yeah, I thought it was going to be really bad. And then the first match wasn't great.
No, and the first,
I mean,
it was fine for an opener.
Yeah. But I mean,
I guess we might as well just jump right in, right? Oh, well, no, we can't just jump right into the first match.
Oh no, we got to talk about that.
Well, that's true. I mean,
there was a thing that happened.
Oh, inning. I mean,
that was fucking. So trick or treat, kids are talking like, man, I want gum. I want to trade my gum for some fucking jelly beans. Oh, and they're trick or treating, and they're like, no, we got to get home so we can watch the pay-per-view that happened a week before Halloween. We're gonna watch Halloween Havoc, and they're like, oh, I gotta pick a house. And they're like, last time you picked a house, it sucked ass. Like, I won't pick a suck-ass house this time, I promise. And then he goes and picks Tony Schiavone's house.
Yeah. Don't go to old Schiavone's house.
And Tony Schiavone's like, yeah, I'm in the middle of working on something. It's my mom. And it's like, it felt like it. I don't remember what he said, but it really sounded like he had been, like they interrupted him banging his mother.
Oh, it was so awkward.
It was very weird. And then, yeah.
Oh, that's bad.
He got very creepy. And yeah, it was the weirdest intro I've ever seen.
Oh, absolutely.
Locked some kids in his house,
and then ate them. I'm pretty sure he ate them.
Did he eat the kids?
I think that was what was implied.
Exactly, it was implied. They didn't really come out and.
Yeah. And then next time you see Tony Schiavone, he's dressed up like Jesse Ventura.
Oh, that is fantastic! Oh,
and it was like nothing had ever happened. Like
I loved it.
Ignored it.
Yeah, he didn't react to it the entire time, which was fantastic. Like Jesse was talking about it throughout the whole show, but
yeah, every now and then,
down, man.
Oh man, you look. It's like I'm looking in the mirror. Oh, yeah,
Hold on. Your mustache is falling off.
your
right there.
mustache is falling off. You look pretty good there. What do you mean?
Only man could grow a mustache back in an hour.
I'm
saying the weird shit, man.
It's so weird. And then he was a gynecologist or some shit.
Oh,
I'm dressed as a gynecologist.
New Orleans' worst gynecologist.
You don't know what I am. Minnesota's worst governor.
and let's not forget, we had Eric Bischoff.
Oh yes, Confederate officer.
soldier.
Yeah,
that was weird.
Later on, I think we find out that he's supposed to be General Custer, I think. But no, right from the get-go, I was like, oh, man, that's... I was like, what's...
That's a choice.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, very clearly a Southern pay-per-view.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. What was Louisiana, I think?
It was in New Orleans.
New Orleans, that's right.
Orleans. Yep. So then we went to our first match, which was
where Ice Train, Charlie Norris, and the Shockmaster taking on Harlem Heat and the Equalizer.
Dude, and this was like the very tail end of Shockmaster, and it was him as the construction worker. And he was a big man, but they kept, dude, this is the one thing that stuck with me in that match, is they kept being like, that's nearly 500 pounds, a 500-pound man right there. And I'm like, that doesn't even make sense, guys.
Yeah.
That doesn't even make close to sense. Like, he's nearly 500 pounds. And I looked up his build weight, mind you, is 384. And I'm like, what?
They were always inflating it, you know.
What the fuck kind of fucked up George W. Bush math is that?
Well, he was also a construction worker.
Yeah, I love how they kind of tried to switch him over to that. Well, not even just a construction worker. I think the connection was like an electrician, maybe, you know, the Shockmaster. But first off, the first thing I thought was like, Harlem Heat's fighting the Village People. What's going on here? One dude is Native American.
Oh my god!
For them to it had to have crossed their mind when they booked that, like, you know, the Village People, or something like that.
I mean, they at that point, like, you know, like, you couldn't fuck Shockmaster up any worse than they
I know. And the crazy thing is if you listen, he gets a pop. Like the crowd is for him. Like, when he comes out, like, everybody, you know, moderately, you know, I mean, it's not Hulk Hogan here, but you know, he gets some good crowd cheer. And you know, as we get to the end of it, you know, the crowd seemed pretty behind him, you know.
Yeah.
Especially after that intro when he debuted. I wouldn't have expected that.
Speaking of which, I actually got a cool autograph.
Bye.
Oh, I'm coming back. I'm coming back. The audio listeners won't even notice, dude, and they won't see this autograph either. So, but yeah, no, it was just weird seeing the Shockmaster, because I like you, I hadn't watched much WCW, and so I didn't really fully realize that that's like the route they went with him. And so that was actually kind of funny to me. Was to see that, because I was like, oh man, like, all right, like, we have this big fucking gimmick, we got this thing ready, and then it just completely goes off the rails. But yeah, I've got a Shockmaster autograph with him going through the wall. I got one of the A&S signings, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, this goes on for like a minute, guys. We're gonna get a lot of applause here. Yes.
Thank you, everyone.
Yes.
But
unintentional.
But yeah, I was actually trying to get a Shockmaster art piece. They were limited to like 10, and it was signed by him, and I really wanted that, but I was just too slow with the typing.
Yeah.
But yeah, fantastically bizarre character.
Yeah, I mean, it just like I don't know who thought any. I mean, there's so much cocaine being done in WCW and those.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like, dude, we're just gonna fucking cover a stormtrooper helmet in glitter.
Of course, man.
All right, dude. All right, yeah, dude. Do another fucking rail of coke and fucking get the glitter out.
Star Wars,
And
baby. We need to get you in a stormtrooper helmet.
Yeah, I got a great idea, man. All right, so bear with me. All right, this is a good one. All right, so here we go. We're gonna have you bust through a wall, man. They're gonna be fighting. Someone's gonna be like, "Oh, you're gonna be shocked by who our next opponent is." All right, he's shocking. All right, we're gonna call you. Get this, Shock Master.
Oh man, it's
I am going to give that match 2 rails of coke.
Yeah, that was 2 rails of blow, dude. Just because fucking Harlem Heat was in it.
Which scale are we at? What are we at? 5 here?
Yeah, 2 out of 5. Or,
5?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's about a 2 out of 5.
Yeah.
Bordering on 2.5, maybe. It was entertaining. It was interesting. Seeing even the Harlem Heat getting heat, like being the bad guys out there. It was okay, good for an opener.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
fine.
I didn't know Biggie was wrestling that long ago.
Oh shit.
That brings us to our next match, where we have Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff with the Assassin taking on Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Dude, the Assassin, dude. That man looks like he assassinated about 8,000 cases of ho-hos. I don't know. I think he put that mask on like 15 years ago, and then he fucking grew into it, and he can't take it off anymore. He did not look very intimidating. But Paul Orndorff looked good fighting Ricky Steamboat. That match went like
18 minutes, 35 seconds.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, this is when I was like, is this actually a bad pay-per-view? Because I was watching the match and I was into it. There was a lot of kickouts. Fucking Orndorff was getting worked. The thing that like was weird is that it felt like Ricky was working more of a heel than I've ever seen him. But dude, it was a great match.
It was good, man. Absolutely. I didn't see a lot of Paul Orndorff as I got older. When I was a kid, I saw him on a few tapes, but didn't appreciate him. And at a certain point, it almost felt like they were pulling a lot of ring psychology, pulling a switch with Ricky, and they're definitely starting to get sympathetic with Paul Orndorff a little bit.
Really
I wasn't feeling it too much. If you caught for a while, a lot of the crowd was chanting "Paula" at Paul.
It was there was some
I
weird.
was very weirded out by that.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. In modern context, yeah, it looks very bizarre, but a few things the audience did, but we'll get to that later, I think.
Yeah, dude, it was the crowd was out of control, but it was a very weird kind of out of control.
Yeah. Also, one thing I want to bring up too is the arena it was in, and the fact that it was Halloween Havoc, and by the entrance where they had the wheel and a lot of the gimmicks, it looked pretty cool, but it was so well lit and looked like almost like a gymnasium setting in a way, and it definitely took you out of like the element of Halloween. Like, if I feel like it should have been a little darker, a little foggier, or something like that. It would have been spot on. But
Nice. Oh shit! Okay, I just want to take one moment, and I don't want to take away from anything you say because I do agree. It was a little weird because like they did not dim the lights fully in the crowd, so you could sort of see, and everything felt like kind of pushed back a little bit.
yeah,
That was WCW at the time.
It was. But I do want to take one moment and recognize and shout out Tim Tobin, who is a loyal listener of ours and still my favorite guest on Getting to Know a Junkie and on Show and Tell. So, Tim, thanks for watching, man. Thanks for always being a supporter of ours.
Definitely. So I'm going to give this match 3.5 stars.
Yeah, I'm going to give it I'm really tempted to go 3.5 with you. My only issue is the finish, and it's WCW, so I'm trying to figure out whether or not I should like give a little bit of leeway for this. But like the fucking bullshit of putting the stupid thing in the fucking assassin's mask and then headbutting the back of Ricky Steamboat's head and him missing the 10 count. I was just like, I'm sorry. That was fucking bullshit. So I'm really tempted to go 3.5, but I think I have to go 3. The in-ring work was fucking incredible, but the finish was just so stupid that it really detracted from everything else. And that's kind of the theme for the pay-per-view for me, is that the matches were all incredible, the finishes were mostly dog shit.
Yeah. I kind of agree with you that about 3 stars, because like if I was scaling it, grading it on a scale, you know what I mean, compared to itself, that easily could have been like a 4-star match, you know what I mean? But yeah, in comparison, I would have to set it about 3. But it was dope though. I was impressed.
I'll take it. That leads us to the WCW World Television Title Championship, where they dragged out Bruce Buffer for this one. And we had Lord Steven Regal with Sir William taking on Davey Boy Smith, with Lord Steven as the champion and Davey Boy as the challenger. Brit versus Brit.
This is when I said, wait a minute. Is this actually a good pay-per-view or what is happening? Because like I was like, on paper, like you just tell me that fucking William Regal and Davey Boy Smith are having a wrestling match, and I'm interested. Like I'm genuinely interested in that, because like I think I wouldn't be too crazy to say that William Regal is one of the most underrated in-ring talents of all time.
I literally watched this match and went, why isn't he in the Hall of Fame yet?
Yeah, as an adult, I just watched this match and I was just like, he's a fantastic heel. Like he has like one of the best English gas faces, man. Like he like fucking straight up stank face that
he just all nails. No, his facials are
that whole thing, like it's amazing, like
incredible. When he drank the PT.
Oh yeah,
I mean, but everything like everything he did was just, he embodied. Even when he was the fucking everyman or whatever, like the lumberjack bullshit or whatever, like he just managed to like get it. But like all that aside, like his in-ring work, like his pure wrestling talent is so fucking good. Like the fact that he's not brought up in the conversation with guys like Bret Hart and fucking like Shawn, like any of these like technical wrestlers who are always like Benoit, fucking Guerrero, Dean Malenko, like William Regal could, I think, go toe to toe with any one of those guys and put on a 5-star match every single time.
I definitely didn't appreciate him when I was a kid. Like I almost was just like, some boring, stale, old, stuffy British guy. And but definitely as an adult now, it connects a little bit.
Yeah, I think he was.
It's almost that different, but MJF has really well. Like that really that look of like, ugh, I'm repulsed by you. Like I'm so much better than you are. That
and he made it seem so natural that like you don't notice. Like it's one of those things that like you're so good that it's like Randy Orton in ring. Like he's just so good, it doesn't seem like he's trying.
Exactly.
Like, it never seems like he's trying, and I think it's sort of the same thing. And yeah, this match for me was, fuck man, it was the best match of the night, really. Like for a wrestling match, like those two guys fucking brought it, and they went to a perfect, like it was a perfect time limit draw. Like they fucking
that was that good to see. Yeah,
perfect to the one count. Like it was, I was really impressed with how they nailed the timing, and the ref was on top of it, and he jumped over him, and he just made it like.
Made it look like he was trying to get it in time, and
yeah, it was one of the few finishes of the night that was really, really well done. And like, I was disappointed because I wanted to see a winner, but at the same time, it was still like a 15-minute time limit draw with two guys who are fucking great at what they do, and you can like be like, damn, I want to see what happens the next time they fight.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, it feels like it was something that continued later down the line, and next episode, and the beef went on. But that's also an interesting thing to see it all out of context, not understanding the storylines that were going on. But also, then you're like, who's it really does leave a little chance of who's gonna win sometimes.
Yeah.
yeah, he was like Kozlov, but have you seen Kozlov lately?
Dude, isn't he just like fucking?
He's jacked. He's got a beard. He has hair. He's
a big.
He looks like the Eastern European stereotype they're trying to make Miro.
Yeah, but for this match, honestly, for me, like I said, it was in every way. It was what I wanted. It was a 4-star match for me. I almost want to rate it higher, but I think that because it was 93, and it just, there's stuff that is still better than that, and that I've given 4. So I want to keep with our whole scale, but for me that was a 4-star match for sure.
I'm going with the 4 as well. What do you got?
Like you said, it is probably the best actual wrestling match on the card. And yeah, I have to go 4 too. Like, I don't think that there's necessarily a 5-star match on this pay-per-view, which doesn't kill it. It's very pay-per-view, but
yeah, it's definitely not
best, and I'd give it a 4 for sure.
Definitely.
Well, of course it wasn't a 5-star match. The Bucks weren't in it.
Oh man, don't get
And
me going. Shane's not here.
This- If I haven't rated it, I was giving it a 4 as well. That brings us into the next match, which before I even get into it, this was the match that I realized how small a WCW ring was.
Yes. It's
Because I know how tall both of these guys are, and they just seemed bigger.
That
is Dustin Rhodes taking on the wrestler of the 90s, stunning Steve Austin.
And okay, and I pointed this out. Some kid had a sign that said "Stunning Steve is the wrestler of the 90s" in 1993, and he had no idea how right he was.
We need to find that kid, because they panned right on that and hung on it for a minute, man.
And yeah, dude,
how prophetic that actually was.
Yeah, I was like,
they mentioned it on commentary, and yet WCW missed on it. They sent him his FedEx.
Big time missed on him.
But no, who knows? We might not have gotten what we saw.
Well, I mean, you need
Stone Cold.
You needed Vince.
In that moment, in that era, it was perfect, man.
Yeah. But goddamn, dude, and this is another moment. I was like, this isn't a bad pay-per-view. Why is it on the wheel of fucking Doom?
Because none of us watched this shit.
Yeah. I was like, Goldust versus Stone Cold? Like, are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, like, let's fucking see it before Stone Cold's knees have gone out. Like, hell yeah. Before the broken neck, hell yeah. Let me see that shit. And it was great. It was another great match.
I never expected to see chain wrestling out of Stone Cold.
He could go.
It was a different style.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool to see. It was really cool to see him wrestling like a much more like typical like wrestling style, much more like old school, and instead of the just sort of brawler badass. Like, and just as a testament to how good he is, that like when he was the ringmaster, he was like another that was a technical thing, but Stunning Steve with Flying Brian, like they were technical wrestlers. And when he went to the fucking Stone Cold gimmick, he was less so. He's more of a badass, and then he broke his neck, and he had to change it up to the guy who just gave stunners. So But yeah, it was another great
And
match.
stomped mud holes.
He stomped some mud holes.
Quite a few, yes.
Okay.
One thing I have to say that crossed my mind watching this pay-per-view is how Danny McBride is keeping the WCW referee look alive, man. Like it's fucking uncanny. Like it like there was always something like funny about it, the way he looked and this and that. But like now that I'm watching this, like I'm like, dude, if WCW was around and he wasn't a fucking referee for them, yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's probably got a lot more money doing this, but still, it's fucking Kenny Powers, man.
It's so weird. Oh man.
But
fucking Powers.
I'm going to give this 14-minute match 3 stars.
It was good. It was 3.5 for me. It was one of the better matches of the night. Although again, there was a lot of good stuff on this fucking show that I really enjoyed.
Oh,
and Shane's not here to bring me down and tell me that I suck and that I'm wrong. But yeah, yeah, dude, it was fucking fun. It was fun to see those two guys in their like early fucking prime doing what like they love to do.
Oh, it was great to see like a rookie match of Steve Austin and freaking Goldust, Dustin Rhodes, you know.
Steve Austin with
definitely cool.
Had a blonde hair, man.
Oh yeah, man. But I would give it a 3. Like, you know, as it was more interesting than it was entertaining. It definitely felt a little more like a rookie match. But definitely interesting though, man. I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Yeah, there wasn't anything like spectacular about it, but it was a solid wrestling match, and I just loved watching those two guys do something that I hadn't seen before because you've seen most of everything else they've done in WWF. So.
Yeah. And I think it was right here we spun the wheel to make the deal where they dragged Vader on stage and General Custer helped him spin the wheel, and we landed on a Texas death match with more pyro than anything else. That happened, and that brought us to the Nasty Boys with Missy Hyatt taking on Marcus Alexander Bagwell and Too Cold Scorpio with Teddy Long.
That was a trip. Marcus Bagwell, Too Cold.
Dude, I think I sent a message to our group chat, fucking to the SGS one, where I was like, dude, I swear to God, they kept seeing like Bagwell, and I was like, dude, he looks like a young Ben Affleck who's fucking dead. I don't know. Okay, did either of you ever have to watch a movie in health class with Ben Affleck where he was on steroids and he was like a high school fucking football or basketball player, and he's like started taking steroids, and it's like a after school special thing.
Are you talking about Dazed and Confused? Or?
No, this is a legit like after school special with Ben Affleck, dude, as like a star. And there's like a point where he hits his girlfriend and like breaks some shit in his room, and it's like, don't do steroids because you'll get mad. But yeah, it reminded me of fucking Ben Affleck and that all jacked up on steroids. Buff Bagwell.
That's funny.
Because he was still Marcus something or other Bagwell.
Yeah.
Ooh, there's a kitty cat loose. Is that Nat? Is that a Nat? Is that the Nat warning? Do we have a Nat sighting? Aaron. Nat.
Oh.
Say hi to Aaron. All right.
But yeah, watching fucking Marcus Bagwell dance in the ring next to Too Cold, like that was just friggin' hilarious to me. And now I'm gonna bring up a point about the crowd that I noticed. Now, this was 1993, and you know about hip hop, so I got to bring up a point that I don't know if this was just white people's way of connecting with other people at the time, but every time a black man was in the ring, the crowd chanted, "Whoop, there it is." The
No,
1993 hit by Tag Team.
and then okay, and I'm gonna jump ahead for a second because the next match was Rick versus Rick, and it was Ric Flair versus Rick Rude. And when Rick was in the ring, they started chanting "Woo, there it is."
Oh, did they? I didn't.
Yes, I have that written down because I was thinking
Hilarious.
about that because I heard it earlier and I was like, oh yeah, but that dude, tag team back
Well,
again.
yeah.
Let's check and direct and let's begin.
Classic
Party on, party people.
right there. But
Sorry,
yeah, there was a window in history where all of America was saying "Whoop, there it is," and it was captured right there. Freaking WW's Halloween Havoc.
There was a few sad.
It was pretty
moments.
amazing.
Sad moments in America. There was like there was that like 3 or 4 month period where people were doing that, and then there was that fucking 3-month period where people were doing the who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out?
Oh God! Don't remind us of that.
I got another one. There was the whole time where people were doing like the Budweiser "What's Up" thing. Remember that glorious thing? And the Borat. Oh God, I just love all our culture.
I'm gonna go even older. Does anybody remember? Well, you might, but Budweiser. God, that was such a freaking thing for a while.
Yeah, that's it, dude. What? Woo! We should contact balltrimmers.com and we can do a ball trimmers ad. That's ball trimmers.
That's thinking.
Ball, dude, and it's original now because
the lawnmower 3.0 hit up.
Oh no, they call it the Bushwhacker because it's a different company. Yeah, it's the Bushwhacker.
We don't want to get sued.
Yeah, no, and it is endorsed by the actual Bushwhackers. That's what they use to shave their heads.
I love it. That's a fantastic idea.
Yeah. So check out balltrimmers.com promo code.
Oh my!
Oh my! Yes, is the promo code. So Nasty Boys, and that match was it was fun, but it was like a 2-star match. It wasn't anything that spectacular.
No.
1.5 for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. As interesting as the first match. 1.5 I'd go with.
Yeah.
And that brings us to Sting versus Sid Vicious.
Yep. Which was
it happened.
It was a match.
It was
a.
Let me see.
There. Does anyone have notes on this shit? I don't remember it.
Yeah, okay. So it's okay. It was fine. It was fine. It wasn't bad. It's Sid Vicious, who isn't the best in-ring worker, as we know. He's a decent big man. So it was like for that it was fine. I think the things that were most obnoxious about it for me was there was a lot of time spent. It was only 10 minutes, like 40 seconds, 41 seconds, but there was 3 to 4 minutes of that was spent in bear hugs. There's a lot of bear hugging going on.
Very soon.
Colonel Sanders or whatever his name was fucking great. Like as a manager, he was great. Although the finish where he grabs Sid's leg accidentally instead of fucking Sting's leg, and then Sid yells at him and gets rolled up and pinned was kind of a pretty shitty finish for me. So yeah, it was pretty hurt by them slowing it down on themselves and then an awful finish.
Yeah, I'm only giving it 1 star.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know
it's a debatable thing, man, because it wasn't a great match by any means, but it's the Stinger, and even still, it's Psycho Sid, but still, man.
And it was the woo Sting too.
I'm gonna have to go 1.5 on it, man. It was on the disappointing side for sure.
Yeah, it was. I think 1.5 is fair.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, there is one thing I do want to say about this match, And the most entertaining part of it for me was Sting Guy. I don't know if this rings any bells, but there's one fan.
Sting Guy.
It's Halloween in this house.
those are just getting drunk on rum and just hitting buttons. So Sting Guy. I don't know Sting Guy.
Audience with full on Sting makeup, and he is freaking pumped up, man. Like, geez, I don't even remember. I wrote a couple things down here. Yeah, Sting's the man. What was he was yelling, and yeah, it was freaking obnoxious. And then at one point, Sid's got a little, the upper hand and everything. They cut back to him, and he's just yelling, "Sucks, sucks, sucks." Bizarre, man. Like, this guy.
Yes.
I know Red Bull didn't exist during the time, but
no, but cocaine did.
Jolt Cola. He was high on Jolt.
If you're watching that this pay-per-view, everybody look out for the Sting Guy, man.
Yeah, there was another dude who was doing like a weird Indian chant the whole show. I kept hearing it like, oh, and I was like, what is going on, man?
Absolutely, the whole damn pay-per-view.
Yes.
I was trying. I was like, is that like a horn or like one of those Vuvulaluzas or whatever?
It sounded like the beginning to Tatanka's like entrance music. Oh shit! But yeah, so that brings us into Rick versus Rick. That was Rude versus Flair. And this was what? This was a heavyweight title match. Dozer, you're muted still. You're muted there. Yeah, he said shit.
Yes, I have to get this in because they have two heavyweight champions at this time. And this is for the WCW International World Heavyweight Championship, which was the big gold belt at the time.
Yeah. So, if you want to know more about that, ask DDJ. I'm sure he knows fucking everything.
I was gonna say, yeah. Would that be concurrent with the NWA title, or had that been unified or separated yet? I guess we'll have to call DDJ for that one.
Yeah, DDJ will know all of that because he's goddamn.
I believe it, man. He's a dude.
He's a goddamn genius.
Yeah, if you guys aren't subscribed to what'd you say with DDJ and the Junkyard and all the other podcasts, man, I personally recommend.
Get on that DDJ train.
It's but fantastic show.
But yeah, that and the Rick versus Rick match was good. Another fucking stupid finish where fucking brass knuckles were brought in. Ric Flair ends up with them, knocks fucking Rick Rude out, and then puts him in his trunk. And there were two referees for some reason, and one referee was about
the Red Rooster.
Yeah,
and we were going to count to three, and he just stopped counting first of all, and then the other referee was like, no, he had a foreign object, so Ric Flair lost. Rick Rude got to keep his belt.
It was the sloppiest mess, man.
It was disappointing, honestly.
Did the brass knuckles look like just wrapped up masking tape to anyone else?
That was a terrible gimmick. Fake knuckles, man. It was awful.
That little kid's plastic. Yeah, it was. I mean, Ric Flair is legit, like the fucking man. He is incredible.
And he was actually.
He did his thing. Rick Rude was fine. It just didn't work. It was almost 20 minutes, and it just didn't feel like it was connected like throughout the whole thing. It felt disjointed. And yeah, I was a little disappointed because I was expecting a lot more because Rick Rude can go and Ric Flair is the fucking man. So
absolutely. I really think the Terry Taylor involvement really messed a lot up. I feel like you could have done the brass knuckles angle without him. I don't know if they were just trying to pigeonhole him in as a referee and get him involved in that, or
it seemed very weird.
played
It
for him,
didn't
but
make a lot of sense to me.
it made it sloppy and awkward.
The finish sort of ruined it for me.
But Rick was great. He was both Ricks, the battle of the Ricks. But
all the Ricks, no Mortys.
Exactly.
Oh man, Rick, I don't know. Let's just get on to the next match, all right, guys?
Well, we gotta. Nah, we don't.
Oh man, it was so bad though. Oh, 2.5 stars, Rick.
So next,
Morty.
You know what, Morty? I agree. 2.5 stars. That sounds good.
That brings us to our Texas Death Match, which had rules that just made it worse. So it's basically a last man standing match, but first you have to pin the guy, then you have to wait 30 seconds, and then they count to 10.
Yeah, it was convoluted.
The count would have fucking loved it.
Well, I feel like the pinfall bought you 30 seconds, like, as if it was like a positive thing to give you a break or something.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Because nobody had to pin somebody. You could just beat the hell out of them until they didn't get up, and then you win, But
they didn't start counting until you got the pinfall.
Yeah, the last man standing match on itself for me is like not my favorite gimmick match. It's just usually annoying. That version of it is dog shit. But it was fucking Mick Foley versus Vader, and it was a great match. They beat the fuck out of each other. And it was another match that was fucking like just another shitty finish, like another fucking dusty finish. WCW, where you're just like invested. It's going great. They're doing crazy shit. They're beating the fuck out of each other. They're bleeding all over the place. And then fucking Foley gets tased, like obviously not tasered.
Yeah.
He's like using the taser. You see it going off. You hear it going off. And he stops and touches Foley with it. And Foley falls down. And like that was it.
Let's go back to that too, because I don't think we mentioned that Vader is brought out to the ring by his manager, Harley Race.
Yeah.
One, I wouldn't have caught this as a kid because I didn't know the history of Harley Race, because Vince is terrible at explaining history and catering to,
Yeah, he just makes it up day to day. It's like whatever the history is for him that day is what it is.
But it was very interesting to see him as Vader's manager there. I wonder how long he was managing at WCW.
Another DDJ question. He knows.
I got nothing on that. The match was actually longer than I thought it was. It felt like it was a 5 to 7 minute match watching it, but it actually went on for 16.
Yeah, they beat each other up around the place, because there's like the moment they fell into the grave and they were going all over, and they came out of the grave, and the referee was like, "I'm not going down there. I don't care."
They got to fall in there so they can blade.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and Mick Foley came out bladed to shit, dude. He was bleeding all over the place. But yeah, it was fun. It's always like I'm a huge Vader fan, and I'm a huge Foley fan, and it was a really fun hard match. It wasn't too insane, but it was it was a solid 3 for me.
Yeah, I would even go 3.5. I mean, I think especially for the pay-per-view, like it was a perfect booking, and that's in the sense that like it didn't need to be a champion for a championship, like here Halloween Havoc, you got 2 monsters who just have a free reign to go out and friggin' pin anybody anywhere, beat the hell out of them anyway, and freaking hit people with a fake cactus and all that crap, It was a really good main event.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was entertaining for me.
And it should be noted, Vader was the WCW champion at the time.
in at that time when he came out?
Yes, he was the WCW champion. And in the match, they said, this is not for the title.
Out of here.
Yeah.
There were 2 fucking WCW title belts at the time.
And then there was also, what was the other title? There's a few titles that were
the television and the tag team.
And I feel like there was another, what was it, like a fucking...
There was one more.
Inner...
Europe.
But yeah, it was, that one was, yeah, for me it was 3. It was super entertaining. And the pay-per-view as a whole was much, much better than I thought it was going to be.
Exactly.
There's a couple of bangers on there, so...
It's a 3 for me, and the whole pay-per-view, I think, it's a 3.5.
Yeah, I would say 3.5. It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And, I'm genuinely I'm bummed that Shane missed out tonight. He had a bunch of technical issues, and and it just wasn't able to fix it in time. So unfortunately, he missed out. But we are going to have Mr. Crypto Aaron back as a guest in the near future because one of the things
absolutely
we really want to do, because I feel like this is your wheelhouse, man, is do a wrestling movie review episode where we watch a movie that has a famous wrestler starring in it that is about wrestling, and maybe do it as a a bi-monthly, like every other month we'll do a movie episode. And so we definitely want to get you back for that. We also wanted to use this as an opportunity to make Shane watch They Live, because he hates watching movies because he's a kid.
Just in general, just no movies.
He doesn't watch movies. No, he's
if
not.
They don't involve a black leather couch, he doesn't care.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
Okay, all right. And what does he like? Television series?
I don't think so. I think he likes death metal and wrestling, dude.
Okay,
yes, that's about it.
All right, okay. But
although I could be wrong.
I don't care if anybody sits through They Live and doesn't feel like they've gained something. Like
it's not only is it highly entertaining, but it's very prescient at this time. It really is. Like I watched it maybe a month ago, and I watch it pretty often. It's one of my favorite. It's definitely my favorite John Carpenter movie, and it's one of my favorite movies. And I always, every time I watch it, I just remember it for the fight scene and it just being ridiculous. But when you break down what it's really about, I'm like, oh yeah. So we definitely want to do that. We definitely want to do that episode. So we're also working on another very exciting guest. Hopefully we can make that work. And fingers crossed, it'll be a throwback to one of our earliest episodes.
Our first episode.
Possibly our first episode. Yeah. And so if we can make that happen, that would be awesome. And we'll keep you all updated on that.
Yeah. But on that incredible bombshell, we have been Such Good Shoot, brought to you live through the power of Pro Wrestling Junkies. Remember to like, subscribe, ring the bell icon, do all that other bullshit you're supposed to do. Follow the other podcasts we have of The Junkyard, What Do You Say with DDJ, Toilet Side Wrestling Talk. Hold on, I need to take a breath.
Yeah, I know. Here, I'll jump in. We also got we're also all the audio versions of Such Good Shoot and What Do You Say, Junkyard, etc. are all up now. So whatever your podcast service is, go check it out. It's available on all major podcast hosters, and yeah, we're really excited. We've got 2 episodes up now on audio version, and from here on out, we'll be doing that because apparently we have to.
But until next time, I'm Dozer. He's Isaac. He's Mr. Crypto. We'll see you next time on Such Good Shoot. Wrong button.